Welcome everybody, I'm Senior Doom, tournament organizer, slayer of Azul GG. Yes, you heard that right. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Joining you tonight for the Challenge of Doom. Tonight I have a very special guest commentator with me. And his name is Ryan Ferry. Ryan, I'm pronouncing that correct, right? I butcher names constantly. I butcher my own.
That is correct.
I butcher my own name. It's Zach, and I'll call myself Zach. What? Why am I doing that? Why don't you go ahead and give yourself an introduction and self-promotion, all that good stuff while we get ready here for the tournament to start here in about a minute and 40 seconds, according to my clock.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Ryan Ferry. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I've been playing Pokemon TCG since 2015, and I've been doing a little bit of casting here in the area. If you want to follow my socials, I'm much more active on Facebook under my real name, but Twitter at E5Tweets or whatever they're calling the site now. I'm on there as well.
I call it Twitter, so it's just easier.
Artist formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, I will never call it this other name. But like I said, we're getting really close here. We took a little sneak peek at the metagame a little bit earlier. Mostly what I saw was a lot of Roaring Moon.
A lot of Moon, a lot of Turbo Moon, a lot of Ancient Box.
Yeah. Okay. And this is the most updated. This is what's been submitted. We don't know the exact list, but now it looks like Ancient Box is actually number 1. Drago Box is number 2. Charizard Pidgeot's actually coming in number 4. And then we got a decent name. Look at here though. Elephant's making a move.
I do love to see some Palafin making some moves here. Heatrunt, Morpeko, maybe a little bit of a pivot that way. Or could be using the Weavile to force some things up as well.
I saw someone on Twitter was using the Abra build to see how many times they could Abra in a game.
Wasn't that Hedrick that started that?
I think so.
Started that loop.
But
everyone's like, I can build it better.
And then there's the deck out challenge. All right, so let's go ahead. Looks like we are ready to go. Someone's probably asking, are you going to expand the numbers? No, because I have work tomorrow. Raise your hands if you have work tomorrow.
I'm raising my hand. You can't see it, but it is here and it is raised.
So I'm with that. So
yeah, I'm over here in the Eastern time zone. It is about 11:30 over here right now.
We're about 8:30 here. And the tournament is officially started, so we can see what the actual official metagame is now. While we look. So Drago Box is coming in.
I mean, that doesn't really surprise me that much. It's the deck that's seen the most hype, and it's the deck that seems to have the most answers against a lot of the field. However, I really like Ancient Box's matchup spread right now as well.
Let's see. Ooh, Nelson is playing Charmander, Froakie, Mouscarada. With Arceus. Okay, you know what? I think he's sorry. I don't know.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Let's see. We do have Pokemans playing Raging Bull Ogerpon versus Cloth.
Now is this Cloth with the Brute Bonnet still?
I don't know. I looked at it real quick and moved on.
How's Cloth updated itself?
What is Savid? Savid's playing against the Monkey Dory EX Petrons. That's a Benonet lock. I'm trying to find a good starting game, which if you're playing the tournament and are able to stream your game, love to have you on. We'll get someone on, but I am looking right now. There's a lot of good players. A lot of fun looking decks.
Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of big names here tonight.
I'm going to ask Kira and Callie Moore, who both streamed, if they would be up. This would be Dragapult versus, looks like Ancient Box. Check. Yes, Ancient Box. So this would be Dragapult versus Ancient Box, which actually is kind of an interesting one. There's Callie. They looks like they're already set, so we'll go ahead and jump on down there. And they are muted and deafened. And so once they share their screen, we'll get their game going, and this will be our opening match.
Perfect.
Which I do think Ancient Box is probably favored in this matchup, but you never know with Dragapult. Dragapult will just sometimes go off, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And you're just like, how? And then you have other times Dragapult does not a single card. And yeah. So we got the game going. It looks like they are going. Sure. I have my judge box open because I hadn't done that yet. Which I did find out something. I've talked about this a few times, but I found it interesting that on Limitless, you are judging and playing. You cannot do any administrative stuff to your own. So
you've got to rely on another judge in the system.
Yep. So like if I needed to reset my game, can't do it.
I think I understand why something like that would be in place. A little bit of checks and balances, so to speak.
Yeah. All right.
We're still waiting on the game to load, right?
Yep. They are flipping the coin flip right now. So sure that's all set. Things should hopefully be a clear one. So what is the deck you've... This is probably one of the starts we can see for Ancient Box.
So I took Ancient Box to my most recent cup on Saturday, and the other deck I've been testing a lot is Regidrago V-Star. I do think those are two of the better positioned decks right now. Drago for the sheer number of answers, and Ancient Box because 2 is obviously more than 1.
I was doing Gardevoir. I took third in a cup with it. I have been actually scared off with it just off the pure amount of Ancient Box and Turbo Moon that we're seeing right now. Like,
yeah, I think we are seeing a lot more Turbo Moons since Worlds, since that second place finish.
Which I felt like there was a possibility that second place finish could have done more. But it didn't happen.
Oh, absolutely. Attacking with Peacherunt was definitely an option. But I think I understand. I believe he talked about why he didn't do it. He felt like there was a safer line of play.
Mm-hmm.
If he just stuck with setting up his moon. Quality of the video so I can actually watch the game instead of yelling into the void.
All right, now there's definitely not too much of a game right now.
Not too much of a game right now.
Oh, wait, they got a Pokemon. So,
here we go. Now I can see the game.
There we go.
Audio still fine?
Audio is a little bit higher, but I think it's still.
Okay, cool. So we see the guy right away, starting with the Walking Wake, because having the 1 retreat cost is really helpful for sure.
But you prefer to have that in the discard.
Oh, absolutely. You want that Wake in the discard as soon as you can get to it. I know that some Ancient Box lists have been a little bit heavy on Koraidon instead of Walking Wake because of not wanting to start Wake.
Which I ran into quite a few of those today. I was playing ladder. It was Koraidon's over Wake.
Koraidon's over Wake now majority.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we see the attachment of the fire to the pult, and we see an Eerie, and that's going to hit pretty hard for Callie. Using Prime Catcher has got to hurt right now.
Well, from Shira's side, losing the catcher, but it's like, okay, what do you get rid of next? The stretcher, the rod, ear, and it looks like they took the spirit energy.
Yeah, being able to just get rid of what is inherently the strongest card in general in Prime Catcher. Being able to use that card early, force the non-usage of it here, makes things look really good for the technical player.
Maybe
However, we could still see a shot onto a moon.
wow, we had. I hate to do this. We had 9 people.
Just straight up not show up.
Straight up not show. 9 people.
Hate to see it.
That's why I mean we have a check-in and a deck list submission, and 9 people show up.
Some people go to sleep, you know.
Yeah. Which Moxie and Chat just pointed out, Shira and Kelly is a strong round 1 match. Actually, Shira and Kelly have been are two of the strongest players we've had in the tournament series. I mean, the Doom Championship Series, which I've
seen a lot of Kelly on social media.
How close did Cali get recently? They came. I want to say they got to the finals recently, but they tripped on the end is one way to put it. Swizzly, I'm thinking about kicking it down to 30 minutes, honestly. Let's see.
Be increasing the amount of time or decreasing the amount of time they have to check in?
Decrease. So we go from an hour to 30 minutes.
A window for giving others a chance to get in.
Yeah. Like if some people might check in and then they're like, oh, I can't do it. And then they just don't do it.
Same feature engineer. I wouldn't sign up for a tournament unless I know I can make it.
So looking at the rankings real quick, Callie is number 2 in the Doom Championship Series ranking right now. And Shira is, I don't think they're ranked right now, but give them time. This is only like,
for sure.
I think this is only like the 4th or 5th Doom event. So in this series, not altogether. Like, yeah, it's the 5th event I've done over 2 years.
Yeah, just in this type of event specifically.
I wish there was an easier way to track, not lost points. That was hard enough. To track how many ancient Pokemon cards. Like just little counters. So great. Is this the game or anything else?
Yeah, because we don't know how much damage Callie's doing until they announce the attack. Right now.
Well, we've watched games on here where they press C their own attack because they don't know how much they're even doing. Like they don't have,
that's just a more efficient way. It's all about making the most of the time you got.
Exactly. Which I did get better playing Charizard, where I now know my numbers. So it just goes, 210, 240, 270, 300. For the last time I could ever. There's so many games because of that.
I don't know how long you've been playing Senior Doom.
25
I've been playing
years.
since 2015. Yeah, I have Evil Tall EX math still in the back of my head. Every time I'm counting stuff out, it's usually by 20s at this point.
I remember when the age myself, when Pokemon didn't pass like 110 HP. That's what I start. Also, again, that's also like 25 years ago. I remember playing Haymaker.
I was 6 years old in 1998, going to the local hobby shop about 20 minutes outside of town just to show up so there were more people with Pokemon cards.
We had one sports card store in our area. It was a 40-mile drive. Then we had Toys R Us, and it was just as.
I remember being so confused why everyone was lining up outside the door when we usually only had, 10 or 12 people every week. And it was because one of the new sets was coming out, and that was a pre-release. Wouldn't have known.
I'm saying is history. You guys saw me on his little stream today too. Now I'll talk about it. I went to.
We take them.
Yes, we took him down like two turns. It was
Nice.
I was just jumping on just play a game or two before I had to take back over for the kids. I didn't even know he was streaming up. I wasn't paying attention to streams or anything today.
I just saw him a while.
I'm going to go double check some lists, and if there's a while, you know what? It might make sense for them. I'm just double checking.
In the Dragon Ball list, it makes sense.
Right. That's why I'm still going to check them because I never know.
Check, I'll allow it.
I just jumped on play. I've been playing Charizard Cineroar. It took second in a the Redacted Monday Sunday tournament or so. Oh, it's in there. All right, we'll allow it.
We will in fact allow it.
You play a 2-0-1 line of Cineroar, and you also play Choice Belt. You hit naturally 270. So you throw in the belt, you're hitting 300 against beats like Regidrago. So you can get, and the other big thing about it is it can take like no energy to run it because you just basically you take, it takes one less energy for every bench Pokemon it has, and what you're trying to use against it is, well, anything that needs to use a multiple bench things. So Raging Bolt, Drago, Reggie, yeah, Raging Bolt, Regidrago. So they fill it up, and you can get it out, powered up easily, and take an easy KO. And then you use Charizard still as your primary attacker for right-on matchups or ancient or whatever else. And on top of it,
240, 260, 280 if it goes into their turn.
but it's 240.
Are we changing the ace spec in the list, or are we still running one of these standard pink cards?
The one I've been running is still Bear Stamp.
Okay.
So yeah, but you do 240 plus 270 going into their turn, which is also even better because the knockouts will usually happen in checkup and not during your turn. So then it doesn't activate stuff like Serendipity,
right,
or Unfair Stamp because they're knocked out during checkup.
There's a Litten that does stuff right now too, right?
The Litten I'm using is the one that flip a coin if head's paralyzed for 1 energy. The other one has where it's all damage. Do 20 times for damage. But the issue with that, using that one, is you need like a...
Yeah. I was kind of hoping Relicanth would be like Manaphy or Jirachi, and that it would force people to think about different things rather than just focusing on using the Incineroar's attacks. But I can understand not wanting to take up the space.
Yeah, I've played Incineroar, but Incineroar's a fun deck when you don't when you don't have to focus like on that. So
okay, so I see a Mawile, and I see a Mawile on Shira's side. Do we see a world where potentially Shira promotes the Mawile and just traps that Iron Bundle in the active to win the game?
I could see that. Certainly that I believe they are out of switch cards. They had the Prime Catcher, which if I'm correct, we saw already get thrown into the discard. So that very, very poorly, I wouldn't say poorly timed, but very unlucky Explorer's Guidance.
Yeah, and I see no copies of Switch.
Was that a Banette I just saw too? What does this deck not have?
Clearly they're playing with 72 cards or something, because I can't find space like that in my decks.
I can't.
Yeah, that is a 2/2 Benetti X line. according to the list that was submitted.
I played against a guy 2 times today, playing Bennett, who absolutely got set up both times. Like, perfect. Just like, how? This deck never runs this well. It's just the on-time run, the long time running joke. Oh yeah, this deck runs perfectly for me, but for everyone else, oh no.
See, the question is, do we deck out here if we Sada?
That is a very, very real problem, because you are at...
Okay, we've got Sada Super Red left in the deck, so we at least have a couple turns until deck out. It's the Lugia effect. It's only good for my opponents, not good for me.
Hey, I played Lugia to a regional, and it functioned for me all day. The problem is I ran into Gudras. I ended up with ties. Too many ties.
You say you ran into Gudra at NAIC?
No, it wasn't NAIC session. It was a regional.
Yep, I see the train bundle, and we see a Whoopity Scoop.
Yep. GG.
Yep, Super Rod's gone. Game over.
Shiro wins. That's how it goes. It was Silver Tempest format, so it was a long time ago. Yeah, what's ever.
Yeah.
I played Lugia Flying Pikachu, and I went 3-0 to start, and then
I ran into that in Knoxville.
Yeah, and then I ran into Gudra and tied, and then I ran into another Gudra and then tied. Then I ran into a Reggie's deck and tied because I had the Flying Pikachu. So
Yeesh.
and then I lost, and that was it. Because like after that, there was no way. There was like 2 rounds left. 5-1. I had either tie one more time and win 2, and I did.
Every deck is better when it's playing against me.
Felt truth.
That is some truth. Shelby's a buddy of mine here from back home. Big shout out to him for coming out tonight.
Right, so
I believe that was Knoxville Regionals. That was the one where I played probably one of the single worst decks I've ever played to a regional. And it was a Lugia deck, but it played things like Sharon's Care. Let's see. Honestly, the card that saved me that tournament was Sucking Me. Can't believe I'm having to do this.
look it up.
This is me being genuinely forgetful. I'm having to go look up my own Limitless page.
I've had to do that so many times. I'm hope.
Yeah.
The worst thing
was obnoxious.
The worst thing for me this season, I've been wanting to go like make day 2 in original, and now it seems like it's even harder. And I'm not really I'm not competing, I'm trying to make worlds. I'm like, okay, and right now the only original I know I'm going to is Vancouver. That's not even until March.
You're on the West Coast, right?
Right. I looked into going into Toronto, but I'm just outpriced right now.
Felt.
So
Louisville's an hour and a half away at most, so I gotta at least go to that one.
Vancouver, yeah, it can be about an hour and a half for me. I've driven to it like trips, so it's not the worst horrible thing.
I took a day trip to Toronto once. 14-hour drive each way. We made it up there.
That's
we
like
went to Toronto, and then the Prime Minister came on and said, "Hey, no gatherings of more than 150 people." And I'm there for a regional. And that's when we realized we got to go back.
Yeah, I remember when all that was happening. I remember I was getting ready for Comic-Con here in Seattle, Emerald City Comic-Con. I was ready. I'm like, all right, here we go. And then they're like, yeah, no, we're canceling. I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going now.
Yeah, we made it up there, and the tournament organizers are like, now what do we do?
Yeah.
was unprecedented. I don't know how little we knew at the time, though.
Very.
First challenge, it was only 4 players.
I'm trying to break my League Cup first now. I have not won a League Cup since post-COVID. I have taken a ton of seconds. I took second place in almost 70%. I took second place in like a 8% League Cup. I just can't.
You guys are getting champion mats?
Yeah.
I've never won one. I've gotten, I think, 5 or 6 seconds over the years.
I have
only one of them I lost on camera.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of champions mats, and they're all pre-COVID. And even then, even when I say post-COVID, I have champions mats from Team Challenge stuff. Okay, not full champ, not like champion mat. Still like high-ranking stuff, special ones. I was like, oh, but I can't break this IRL stuff lately. But hey, that's how it goes. Look at number 1, Swizzly.
Swizzly with the Gengar?
Yes, I believe they said their opponent didn't show up, but it's Gengar Roaring Moon EX.
Okay, so with the single Roaring Moon EX to be able to close out games if needed, what does Gengar EX do again? I'm gonna have to read this card. Okay, so it's Radiant Charge-a-Bug's ability. And then 160, and you get to put an energy on their Radiant Greninja.
Yep.
Nice. For 2 darks, so that means Dark Patch Attach is always good.
And then on top of that, you have a handheld fan.
But I'm not a fan of that card.
There is actually a bug, and this is a play at your own risk kind of thing. If you and this happened during the Tournament of Doom Worlds on stream.
Oh no.
You use Luminion and put it back into the deck. You have to. Remember, right?
Yeah, Aqua Return doesn't say you may, it says you have to.
You end up crashing the game because the game doesn't know what to do. Because it wants to move energy, but there's no Pokemon in the active.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So they said.
So I'm looking more at Swizzly's list here. I see a lot of the +1 supporters that ultimately become +0 after you play them. I see 2 copies of Zisu and 1 copy of Brassius. Let's see. Brassius is count number of cards in your hand, shuffle those cards into your deck, and draw that many +1. And then Zisu, I believe, is draw until you have 1 more card than your opponent has in their hand.
Which could be a funny way to deck yourself out.
Yeah, I've decked myself out with a Lima at a pre-release once. That was fun.
I love decking myself out when I instant charge with 2. That's why I don't play control.
It's because you want to deck yourself out with Rotom?
Nope. And then so many times I just get in the habit. Instant charge. Oh, I can't do that.
Instant charge. Oh, I forgot how to count to 3. It appears there's only 2 here.
Oh. All right, we are waiting on 3 matches here with 4.5 minutes left. Let's see what those matches are.
I'm done pretty quick.
Yeah, it moves. We had a good starting match though. And it went.
You got Asher and Sharkbait, Asher on Gardevoir, Sharkbait on Lostina.
That's where that one's taken. Then
and naturally, it's Lost Box decisions along with Gardevoir existing.
Yeah.
Jolly Flying Man playing Gouging Fire, and Zeph Zwirak playing Sablezard.
Which Sablezard takes time too.
And fighting GX versus D Knuckles 47. It's Regidrago versus Sablezard.
That one I thought already finished. Yeah, all we're down to is Asher and Shark. The other one's a finish.
That issue.
Well, it loads up so fast.
So Cash lost round 1, Wancho lost round 1.
Oh, sorry.
It happens.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Wancho Wancho and Cash are friends, so I get a womp.
And then Dre with Zard Pidgeot one against Raging Bolt.
An Emmy.
Jackie with Claw beat Emmy. Is it still playing Hisui and Electrode? I didn't think so. It's just, oh wait, it does play one. I'm assuming to use as a Forest Sealstone user.
Or Sealstone, probably also, if possible, a Charizard counter, but not as.
I see glasses instead of Sealstone, so definitely a Zard counter. Hisui and Sneasler as the Radiant.
What's your thoughts about the Radiants? Do you think they worked? Do you think they worked? They did what they needed to? Do you think they could have been better? Could they have been more like the Radiants?
I personally like the limitation of only being able to play one Radiant, because imagine just how broken being able to play Radiant Greninja and Radiant Charizard at the same time in a deck would be. But I just wish there were, and this is the problem I feel like the Ace specs might be having right now, even though some of them are seeing play in other decks. Every time I look at an Ace spec, I go, is this as good as Prime Catcher?
Yeah. Like, as much as I like Unfair Stamp, it has not had the same effect as, say, a Reset Stamp. And it's full. And Reset Stamp can be played anytime, obviously. It still feels like I hit him for 2, and everything's so turbo, they just draw out of it anyways.
Unfair Stamp is really nice until you see Restart for 1. Isn't Skibidi for 3, you know?
Yeah. Like I'm looking at Regidrago's deck list. 1-up Prime Catcher. Every single.
And there's no reason to not play it.
No. Let's see.
Seeker Box is a really cool card, but Prime Catcher exists. Laser is the charge bug of Ace specs. Agreed.
Molly Swag, thank you. Hello. Let's see. Looking at Ancient Box. That one, they've been playing the.
Steelix has been the best Radiant. Don't at me. In terms of aesthetics, possibly agree. Radiant Steelix does look really cool. What a weird way to spell Radiant Jirachi, true.
My brother loves to try to slip Radiant Jirachi into any deck he can. Just to get the point.
I played it in Reggie's. I finally played Radiant Jirachi in Reggie's and was convinced it was a game-breaking card.
Ah.
How are the Zard Pidgeot lists looking?
Let's see. Zard Pidgeot currently 3-2. Let's look at the cards real quick. And about half of them are playing Prime Catcher. About half of them are playing Unfair Stamp. And then the last one is playing Hero's Cape.
Okay. I do like seeing Hero's Cape in Zard. Radiant Eternus doesn't have a good VMAX to play. So true. Played against that at a regional once too.
Yeah, I remember playing Radiant Eternus with like with Arcdura. Or not even Arcdura, just straight.
I remember seeing it as an attacker in something too.
Yeah.
I don't know what deck it was that played that as an attacker.
Yeah, because now the only I even forgot Radiant Eternus existed, because now I'm sitting there going, oh yeah. All I know is Radiant Charizard or Radiant Greninja. You choose one of those two, and that's it.
Yes.
If you were even playing a Radiant.
I did see the tweet where it's like, oh, we need to stop trying to shoehorn Radiance into every deck. And I'm like, okay, name one other single prizer that can impact your deck as strongly in so many matchups.
Right. All right, so like looking through all of them. I don't think I've ever seen Radiant Hawlucha ever really get played. Never seen Radiant Eevee.
There's also an entire country that didn't see Radiant Eevee until really recently.
That is true. Radiant Steelix sadly never saw play. Radiant Charge Bug it definitely never saw play.
Shout out to PKMN Cards for being a goated website.
I love this site. But almost all of them have seen play, and some of them still kind of see play, like Radiant Alakazam.
And Radiant Gardevoir did see some play at Worlds and Regidrago decks for the mirror.
Right. And Serena still saw some play. Sneasler, like when we saw in Cloth.
Did play Radiant Serena in Charizard Sylveon VMAX. So,
Radiant Heatran.
So, familiarity.
So yeah, I mean, some of these are still. All right, it looks like they are not having any issues, so we are going to this round, and we'll get the game going.
Perfect.
And just always make sure on any ties that the shoots. Mark Nelson's already streaming. He had that weird deck, and I thought, oh, it's not going to win. Then he won, so we're going to go ahead and jump.
Yeah, I was about to ask the same thing.
Also, Nelson's just a good player, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
All right, let's see here.
In the
I think we got.
let's see, it's playing up against.
Playing up against
Ancient Box.
Engine Box.
Because of course,
If your deck can't beat Ancient Box, you might not have much fun right now.
that is very true. That as much as I like Gardevoir, it just doesn't beat Ancient Box. It's just
What in the Gym Leader Challenge is this deck with?
the Gym Leader Challenge decks.
Other than the multiples. I would hate trying to prize check for a deck like this.
Could you imagine rising like all your basics and all your like tech? So you end up pricing your Masquerada, your Charizard, and everything else.
This also reminds me of like the Rapid Strike Charizard deck that Tord did.
Well, the one that he did like literally just to flex.
Yeah. Just to be like, hey, I already know I'm better than everyone else, so let me show you how. Dot deck.
Oh, rip Iron Thorns. Wait, oh no, yeah, they have issues with.
Yeah. Because look at all of them, their abilities. Wait, can they even attack with the Greninja?
Dude.
2 waters. Okay.
Dude. Swizzly, thanks for the
Not all
follow.
the deck was so big that it doesn't even fit on the screen.
Do you remember when we had PTCGO and people were trying to? There was a small meme thing going. I was seeing how many lines you could get into a deck list, like a legit deck list. So the thing wasn't like, oh, I put 60 unique cards in here. It was like you took something like ADP and used as many unique arts as you could to make it as many lines as. So it was like, okay, here's ADP regular art, here's ADP alt art, here's the ADP full art, here's Zacian gold, here's Zacian full art. And like you kept doing that, and like Ultra Ball was easy. Crushing hammers and decks made it easy. There was like four arts to that. You try to see just how many you get. Well, that reminds me, I think go ahead and make sure that you know that extra time. Stream. If you're, and again, this always comes up. If you're selected for the stream, you get 5 extra minutes to
Share on socials, hey, I'm on stream.
well, that or on top of it, just that because you're streaming, we can watch your end of match. Like I could technically say turns, but give me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And some people are like, well, I could stream it. And can you watch turns? Well, I could have up to 5 games I'd have to watch out once. So that's the trade-off. That's what it is. Sometimes it also gives like more of an incentive to stream.
Absolutely. Let's see, and we see the Sprigatito that attacks for a double turbo. This list looks interesting.
Mike, I know my voice has been kind of weird tonight. The mic has been. I've been kind of troubleshooting on the fly. I don't know what's going on. Like I put in a new program and that's supposed to help it. I'm at the point I was looking at buying a Shure microphone or something like that. This blue, like the blue mics were doing good for me, and now they're not as much.
Yeah, I've had a Yeti chilling on my desk for about 1.5 years, 2 years now, and it's been a unit.
Like I'm almost to the point I'm going to go back to the snow.
Really?
Yeah, because like that thing was solid. It did the job. I just no idea why then I get the blue Yeti, the one I have, and it's just not as well. And part of me is like, do I just want to go to the Shure?
Let's see. So we see a nest ball for a raiding Greninja. Pizza Runt hit the board. I mean, I suppose being able to promote the Roaring Moon never makes Pizza Runt a suboptimal start. And like being able to just have your SADA options right away too.
So I don't know. Like I do have a noise gate on the OBS as well. I do have the gain turned up on the mic right now. I don't know if something else has got a gain I don't know about. I should actually check. Or it may just be drowning off. It could be a lot of things.
I'm price checking for this deck. So I think I understand why Rhyme's there, because forcing your opponent to not have whatever they want in the active, and the active is just inherently good. You see potentially a fish coming down.
Yeah, I think it's
See a fish hit the board for an Iota to conserve some resources.
okay.
As many hand pieces as possible here, I assume. So we see a Charmander hit the board, maybe something else hit the board too with that nest ball.
I wonder if the Greninja would be something I put out there.
Just to have an efficient attacker, but then you gotta wait, he has the water energy in hand already. Yeah, I definitely see the Froakie as the get here. I wouldn't want a Pokestop. I wouldn't want to vacuum any of these resources. Do you even lose them? Okay. I've been known to be wrong. Now we see Weed Cat hit the board as well.
The best cat.
Absolutely.
I'll be honest. I originally thought Sprigatito was going to be my favorite straight up. The first pass, the first thing I'm like, yeah, it's going to be Sprigatito. That's what I want. And then just like the Fuecoco and sandwiches, bite, and it happened. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
By merit of Fuecoco existing, already made me go Quaxley who.
Right. And like, I recently got the Build-A-Bear Fuecoco, which is great. And Yeah, I was never, I have never been a plushie person for Pokemon. I never bought them. I never wanted them. Nothing. And Fuecoco has changed that. And because of that, also, I bought a Bidoof. Now I'm kind of like, do I want more Bidoofs? And yeah.
Looking over at my little plushie shelf going, man, I wish I had more room for plushies after seeing that Riolu plushie at Worlds. He's got the scuba gear and the camera and the mask. It's funny.
It looks like, okay, they should already be stuff. Not for next year, already. Like, it should already. In production. Yeah. I know this because like we've been working on Christmas stuff since June, not earlier. Just the production times on everything, like, and I almost wonder, on top of it, why they're doing double California is if they could do a more extravagant stage in LA and just keep that in California and then move it to San Francisco.
I could totally see that.
Because like the reason like Hawaii stage was all right, but didn't look as like it was like Japan's any other years. Trying to ship things to Japan. Or not Japan, to Hawaii. It's harder than shipping to Japan.
Yeah, trying to get it across that water and then trying to figure out how to have everything meet the environmental regulations, make sure nothing's messing anything up too much. I mean, I suppose it's cheaper to run events West Coast than it would be to run them in, say, Hawaii or Japan. But,
well, in general, it's cheaper to run East Coast. I mean, West Coast is there's a lot more facilities out here for it, a lot more production stuff. Like, there's so many just film and different studios and everything else out here, and more.
And the double community rip off the stop.
Ooh. And plus, it's what would Team Rocket do? Team Rocket would hijack the event.
Oh, absolutely. So we see Candy Pidgeot and potentially Thornton into Froakie, Candy Greninja. We see a Jacques was for Pidgeot Greninja, so no Thornton play this turn. I suppose it really doesn't matter how far behind you fall. Because if you have enough big guys out there, they can't hit those big numbers multiple times in a row. Bizarre just doing 210 anyways. 1, 2, then 1 on Sprig, yep. Yeah, everything is looking real good for Nelson right now. Now, I know that Zard is typically one of the tougher matchups for Ancient Box.
Part of it is you do end up being just too high of HP. Like, you have to have all your attackers and everything in the discard, have like a single one. And then on top of that, we'll have them play Turo. You just Turo up all the damage, and what can they do?
What can they do? They can't.
I have been playing a lot of in Charizard, and it's probably been so clutch and so. I think my favorite move I did recently, someone tried to a boss stall me in the active, and then I stored it in a Klappa and used the free retreat. Win the game. I'm like, thank you.
Call an ambulance, but not for me.
I've also had it where like they knocked out my single Charmander, and I'm like, oh, he's coming back. And he goes right back and falls.
Because I think the initial mindset was, oh, Thornton's really cool, but does it really gain you any card advantage? And does card advantage really matter if you just have Pidgeot? It makes cards like Thornton more versatile.
And out for sudden.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I will definitely say watching the Vancouver Finals, I watched it live when it was Maridon versus Control, and Spirit Tomb hard carried Maridon in it.
Because there was just nothing that they could do once the Spirit Tomb was down.
Right, they couldn't draw more cards, and if they brought it up, he was like, nope, right back to my hand. And then right back down the next turn.
Now we see the Greninja come into play, and we see this board state starting to build up more and more for Nelson here.
I
see the fan on the Zard.
I don't know if I agree with the fan, because now, I don't know what you get to move. I was like, I don't agree with that. Oh, wait, no, what? I'm wrong.
I mean,
you choose where it goes.
Where are you putting it? Greninja?
Pretty much. Don't put it on
Just turn
Petra.
Greninja into the pivot rather than putting it on Tatsu.
Well, you can still put it on Tatsu. It doesn't matter as long as they have that Petra.
Yeah. I want to put the energy on the Petrarunt, though. You know, that is the place I don't want that.
100%. Like we were talking about that World's Final. If he had just powered up the Petrarunt a little bit, he probably could have board wiped that iron whatever it's called.
Tyranitar, Calm Tyranitar.
Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah, that one.
Which is funny considering there is another version of there's a Mecha Tyranitar design out there beforehand.
Yep, from Pokestar Studios.
Yeah. So it's not the first time we've got a robotic Tyranitar. It's been really quiet with the judge requests tonight, and
That means either the players are really good at policing themselves, or they're just not making mistakes.
or they're not calling each other names and other things.
Slur.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do not like the usage of those around here.
I will publicly shame people.
Like, I remember Pandemic Pokemon, those first few Limitless events, there were people just going absolutely insane.
Oh, I had a few go off on me, and I took 15th in the first one.
I could not imagine. I understand being salty about how a game went or something like that. Just, I don't think that there's a level of me that would consider insulting my opponent.
No.
Like, if you get me, I'm got. Well played. On to the next one.
I was salty. The worst I ever been salty. It was an IRL event where I lost to a control that knocked me out of the regional. And I was playing Charizard. But the guy wasn't the greatest opponent either. And but that still doesn't like excuse me for like saying good fucking game and pissed off about it. That doesn't excuse behavior. They were a shitty person, which some people would put together. But that's like the closest I've ever pissed off.
My opponent's my opponent. If they're making the decision of what they think is the best deck to run, if I don't like it, I should have played better.
Yeah. Part of that issue was that same tournament, I let myself tilted.
Yeah.
And part of that issue was the reason why I got so tilted was I had 2 games where I started Rotom 5 energy in a row. And you just
Yeah, the statistical improbability there, I can understand that.
yeah. And there was this in part, and this even comes back. We even talk mental health.
Hold on, are we going to see potentially a candy? I see the line. Shinobi Blade to set up next turn.
Yeah.
Grab the way to get the Meowscarada back, maybe.
Looks like we're out of
way to get
odds.
it back. Yeah, I don't see a way to get it back, so maybe Turo looping something is the best line.
Let's see what he does. Trust in Nelson. But like I was saying, like I've talked about mental health on these streams before. It really made me rethink about like, what's my medication? What was I doing? You know, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I cannot do an event. Like I have ADHD. I take medication for it. It's pretty all right most days. But, I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have it.
I'm looking to get into some medication, like that for ADHD. Actually, I have an appointment with a psychiatrist tomorrow.
It's one of those things where it's like, oh, you're just getting it to get the advantage in a card game. My brother in Christ, if I didn't need this to function.
Yeah. So
I would be doing way riskier things. See the ball, maybe on the rotom. Yep.
Yep. We're gonna get the two. What pricing they can get?
Yeah. At this point, you would still need a way to accelerate energy.
Let's see a Roxanne. But all Roxanne's doing is resetting their hand.
Exactly. Resetting the two cards they already have. See a heavy ball. Yep. Meowscarada and Arceus V-Star in the prizes. That explains it.
Did we see how much they hit last turn?
240.
Would it be? I was gonna say, would it have been worth bringing up using Turo to spring it out of play for us? But then again, they need a lot.
Was there Mochi in the Ancient Box list?
I don't think so.
Okay, so no Mochi means they can't really do 280 next turn unless there's some way to pitch a bunch of cards. We do see the Shinobi Blade for the knockout. Maybe they hit the sprig off the prizes?
That's the hope. That's the hope and prayer there.
There's the boss's orders for the KO on the Peachurant next turn. And there's the cat. See what Tatsu hits off of this. See what our favorite customer is this turn.
I recently saw Tatsugiri plushes for the first time, and they looked actually.
Is that a concession that we saw?
That was a concession. I am assuming that whatever that Roxanne did, absolutely destroyed. Which if you want to see the list here, somebody's getting banned. Sorry.
We had a bot.
This list is all over the place. Like whatever Nelson's cooking here, it's just pure crazy. But I mean,
you know, I had seen the Mint Mermaid Bacon and Eggs list and thought that was chaotic, and I feel like this is the next level.
you know what you can add to it? Make it even more chaotic. Skeleton.
Just a 1/0/1 metal Skeleturge line. Discard the fires to do more damage.
Yeah, just no reason other than to do it.
No other reason but to do it.
Diabolical. What is this list? Chaotic. It's a list.
This is what I'm here for.
And like, you know what? The Arceus, I don't even think is there to attack. And
It's just there to V-Star.
yeah. It's like, I don't need, it even has a Forest Seal Stone too. It's like,
You're getting cards.
either I'm getting 2 or I'm getting 1. It's working either way. Which also, surprisingly, round's done. This is the beauty of running like smaller tournaments on a Tuesday night. We can get through everything.
Because we are rolling right now.
All right, let's end this round. Let's keep it going. Our next round. Yeah, like people are dropping it as they go 0-2.
It's 2-0 right now.
Let's see. We have an ancient box mirror. Shira's already. Knuckles versus King Eric and King Spain.
Here, always play something crazy.
Shove it, Bennett. Dustclaws
100 grand special.
versus Knuckles, which is playing Lost Box Charizard. You know what? That's enough for me to say. Let's get some of the.
Yeah, in the name of content. I'll be right back. I need to grab a bottle of water.
I'll totally understand.
BRB.
Is Hoopa a good counter for Iron Thorns? I have no idea. Maybe, maybe not. Or is Nightmares of Nelson's list? Alright, so it looks like we are getting set up on King Heracross's side, but we also do have Knuckles as a possibility. We have in the past done jump ones, but I don't have it set up fully yet to for the names to flip with them, which would be great. That'll be I'm also working on I kind of have an idea how Pokemon did the thing where you can see what Pokemon were up on the board and in the active. I have an idea how to work that out as an HTML kind of thing. Possibly, I don't know how well I could get animations, but it might be something that can be done. The biggest challenge is like, how do I go about certain issues and how do I make it so the person runs it? Whereas in like Pokemon's production of stuff like this is like 12%. But I don't know exactly how much their team is for these kind of productions, but it's a lot more than just me. Like, do we need that overlay? No, we've got so much information from the game already that we don't have to. But if I wanted to do more IRL content, that's what I need to figure out. And if I can figure that out or pay someone to that out, that would be great. You come in on Monday. I mean, come on. Shelby, they said they spent. Yeah, it's coming with the lumber. That would be great. I knew someone like that.
Until I worked for the Lumberg, I didn't get it.
And once you work for a Lumberg, once you've worked just in general, stuff like Office Space, you just hurt for the rest of your life.
Internally and externally.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about the world's over. And
oh yeah, that went hard.
I think I have an idea of how to do it, but I don't know if I can automate it as far as they did. Like they had to have multiple people working on it, and I'm assuming they had certain parts of it automated, where like they could put in a deck list and have certain cards and stuff. I don't know if you could, how much that could actually be programmed the way I'm thinking of doing it for a stream versus like an actual production.
I did appreciate the Charmander with the Frigibax's attack. That was on the overlay for a little bit.
Do you know someone had to like put the Frigibax stuff into the stream or be ready for it, and then be sad that we see a single Chen Pao all weekend? Which I don't know if that's actually true.
There was one Chen Pao in top 16. And I believe Jared Grimes also played it at the event, which he's kind of Chen Pao king.
He's at the point he's Chen Pao beamed. So
we see the Dusknoir coming down the cursed blast. And I think that has gulped its last gulp. You see a prize for each side. Maybe Dusknoir too. Yeah, there's no reason to recycle the supporter right now, so just Iono low, item lock him seems good.
Getting item locked is the worst.
Yeah, my first competitive tournament, I faced off against one of the best players in our area at the time, and they flipped over a Seismitoad. I didn't know what it did.
Oh, I wasn't
no idea.
I played against a Seismitoad and it expanded. I learned so fast what Seismitoad did.
Seismitoad Decidui and expanded. It's so hard when that first came out.
I was playing against Seismitoad with Zoroark.
Oh.
And like Zoroark was kind of good.
Yeah, trade. Just being able to announce trade again is going to make me very happy.
What's up, Cash?
This isn't who you expected to hear from tonight, did you, bud? Cash is a long time phone.
Have you met Cash yet in person?
Not in person, no.
Came to Seattle, met up at one of the stream sponsors, Tabletop Village. First time I ever met the guy. I'm about 5 feet taller than him. Then again, I'm like 5 feet taller than ever.
About 5 feet?
No, it's like more like.
You and I could start a basketball team together is what I'm hearing.
I'm 6'5". What's your height?
6'6".
Okay, so yeah, we can both go in and play like guard. If I wasn't like 300 pounds.
Same.
I'm built like a lineman. So.
Always told me, oh, you'll grow into your size eventually. I don't think they meant out. We see the flyer selecting here. See what Knuckles does. Because if you're Knuckles and you see an item right now, you're a little upset about it.
Ooh, it's the puppet offer.
Yeah, the puppet offering to recycle the supporters. Man, I didn't think Banette was going to be this strong.
It's been pretty damn strong. But item lock is strong against so many decks right now.
Let's see, is there a video feed somewhere? Just not catching?
For the game?
Yeah.
Are you not? You're in the room with me.
I am in the room with you.
You're watching King Heracross stream?
Let's see. Is there an option to watch it?
Should be. You should be able to watch the stream. It says he's live. That's the game you're watching with.
There it is. Now it's giving it to me. There we go. Now we're good. Nope, totally wasn't watching out-of-date footage. What would make any of you suspect that?
I was like, wait, I thought you were watching with me the whole time. Like we were actually talking about like seeing things.
I had the Twitch stream up.
Okay.
It's tripping me up because my internet connection is giving me one of two options. I either watch the live feed from my phone and get slightly lower quality audio, or more low quality audio, depending on who you ask, or I get better quality audio with no live feed.
That's what that is always the issue. Is like we used to have players who could stream to a point where it was almost going frame by frame, but the games were so good.
Yeah.
It's like, do I just keep it frame by frame, or do I? We worked with them. We were able to figure out what was going on, and now it runs much better. A little blurry, but now. But to be honest, like 95% of you out there probably can still see what's going on with.
Oh, I'm seeing everything perfectly on my phone right now, surprisingly. I'm just worried about the audio quality.
It's coming in fine.
I'm only here to yap.
Yeah.
As fat as Roadman Monkey. Oops. Ooh.
It's like playing Gardevoir and pricing all. The odds of that happening. It's just absolutely horrible, but it can happen.
Let's see, which regional was it last year? It was Charlotte, round 1. I played Mew VMAX. I get paired against a Rapid Strike player. I'm like, all right, I don't really need to prize check with this deck. As long as I have my big guy, I'm good. How wrong it was.
No big guys.
For my big guy, turn 2, and all 3 big guys are in the prizes. And I don't have the tablets to psychically knock out a Rapid Strike or Shifu even with weakness. I'm like, yeah, we're going to game 2. It's less than 30 seconds into the round.
That was Vancouver Regionals, the last one. For me, round 1, got into a Gardevoir mirror. Round 1, they get going. They finally get their Ultra Ball check. They prize 2 Gardevoirs. They scoop. I go game 2. I prize 2 Gardevoirs on my first check and scoop. So we go into a game 3 where it became a rush to see who could get their Gardevoir out first and they could win the game. Because we both weren't drawing very well or prizing really well. And the Gardevoir mirror was done in like 10 minutes. I lost. It sucked. It's still one of those ones where you just laugh it off so bad. You're like, oh my god. How did we both? The odds of us both double pricing Gardevoirs over 2 separate.
Favorite deck search is when you search and you go, wow, it feels like I didn't even prize anything. And then you look over and your prize cards aren't there.
First League Cup I ever played in after like a 6-year. I am playing Espeon. No, it was before Espegarb. Garb wasn't out yet. But it was.
Oh, shoot. What did we play in SP before that?
Yeah. Let me look it up. It was a Xander Power list.
I played an Umbreon deck at one point with the evolutions in it to hit everything for weakness and snipe stuff. You could one-shot Shamans really easily.
Let's see.
That was fun. Being on camera at a cup playing that.
Maybe it was Espeon.
I see more Everlasting Darkness. You see more Knuckles staring off into the abyss.
Oh yeah, it was. It was one with Garbo. Maybe. I don't remember exactly, but I put the EV down, I attached energy, and then I searched, and then I was like, oh yeah, you didn't put prizes down.
No. That's the one?
That's the one, first match.
Oh no.
I was like, oh yeah, right. That's something that has to happen.
That is a thing that can happen.
Ooh, Devo. Nothing. So, okay, you know what? It does prevent dust storm stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. See, how many rare candies has Heracross used so far?
I believe 2.
2? Okay.
But we do see one in this card. No,
Let me see. 2 left in deck. Okay.
so they do have access to it.
Either 1 or 2, depending on. Oh,
And-
hey, look! I love when my Pokestop says draw 3. I see no reason to even pop the Dusknoir right now. Just keep it there as a threat.
Well, your biggest fear right now is if that Radiant Charizard gets active. Because then once it gets active, it just KOs your bats.
Oh, yeah. So I see a world where you time the KOs to where you item lock and knock out Zard in the same turn with the Dusknoir counters. Only there was the world you could keep them from using Pheasantipity in the same turn too.
Yep. I
Much
own
damage in the Pheasantipity.
currently
Example moves too.
I will definitely say I'm glad I just bought the Pheasantipity.
Yeah, same.
I was getting really, really bad into the point. I was just buying packs. It's like, oh man, this is so much fun opening packs. I'm trying to get this Pheasantipity. And then I quickly realized like how expensive it was going to get. Comparatively just buying a Pheasantipity. $10 at the time. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to buy the.
RTO was really generous with pricing for a cup. And the winner of the cup opens up a pack, pulls a Pheasantipity out of it. I'm like, yeah, that's mine.
Which is. That's right.
Just to get that pink art. The alt art was 70 last I looked.
That makes sense.
That pink full art is too gorgeous. It just reminds me of Warcorio EX, which was or Warcorio GX, which was one of my favorite cards at the time.
That card. Oh, so broken. Flip the script. So broken. So good. Yeah, Pheasantipity itself is selling at about $8 to $10 still. So nothing too.
Oh yeah. I see a bear in there too.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for the bear.
CG had a Skibbity tonight too, Shelby. I know they had one in last week that I had David scoop up. I was gonna buy it myself and then got distracted.
All right, so
Just offer it to the home and be like, "Hey, here's what I paid for it."
so right now, Shrouded Fable, Cassiopeia, illustration rare. It's the bear. That is the game. But Cassiopeia illustration rare right now. $76 is the highest. Pheasantipity at 64. Earthen Vessel at 56.
Gold Earthen Vessel's at 56 right now.
Yep.
Yeesh.
4 is Pheasantipity's at 15. Gold Pet. That's not bad. On part of it's like, well, say, I need to do that.
Yeah, I would pay the 15s in a heartbeat. That pink card, especially if you're playing the 151 collection box me with it.
I still need to get that.
They're both that solid pink.
Yeah. There's also Hockey Dude 1645. Welcome back to Jimco. As our CEO of Hockey Blaine and other stuff, please make sure the pads have been restocked. A bear got loose in the hockey rink recently and they destroyed him. And don't ask where the bear came from. It showed up somewhere. Alaska. I don't know. We're still investigating.
That's where the bear came from. Oh boy.
Someone used Nest Ball and it showed up. We're like, oh shh.
Imagine if it were that easy just to get a real bear to show up.
Okay, there. Talking about bears. There was a TikTok video that went viral a few weeks ago, almost a few months. It took place at the zoo here, where there was a little bit of a warning here. It involves animals eating animals. Some baby ducks and a duck got into the bear enclosure, and the bear started to eat them all in front of a group of kids, and someone filmed it all laughing and put it on TikTok.
That's ducked up.
Yeah. What is that bear going to do? Not eat things, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
But the fact that someone
Find the egg.
the fact that someone sat there recording it and laughing about it as kids are crying is like, oh, you're kind of crossing the line.
That's a little cringe.
But I recognized the zoo when I saw it. I'm like, oh my god, that's my zoo. I know where that zoo is.
Gosh. My closest zoo is known for Harambe.
Oh. Oh, Moxie's. Ooh. Remember we talked about what would happen if Moxie prized things? Yeah.
It happened.
It finally happened.
Oh boy. See how many more tables we got left.
We are getting close here. We do have actually a judge call. Looks like some misclick. Which our process for that is, hey, if you got a victory screenshot, post it, fix it right up.
Yeah.
But
Oh, they just misclicked on Limitless.
yeah,
Gotcha.
I need or if the person if your opponent can confirm. At worst, what we do with that is we'll end it as a tie if both players are going to contest it. And there's a button here that says DGL. I have run tournaments for 2 years. I want to press that. I've came very close a couple Friday. I had a pair of people bickering with each other, and they wouldn't stop bickering. They were like siblings.
Really?
Yeah, they weren't actual siblings, but they were fighting like siblings, and like they actually swore at each other. That like crosses a line, but at the same time, like you read it, you look at it, and like it's me and a dad as well. I have 2 kids. I'm like, this is just like siblings going at each other.
Playing with digital versions of cardboard with various types of animals and people on them.
Right. And then they're like, they were just kind of using swearing to like, accentuate what they're saying, not using swearing to call each other names. So I'm like, okay, I'm reading into the situation a bit. I was ready to click double game loss, but one of my judges, who was also a dad, is like, dude, this is just a dad situation. Tell him I'm in the fight now. Now, just drop it.
Yeah.
And they did. They dropped it and walked away. I'm like, okay, that could have been so worse.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both players ended up playing with like no issues. Just they bickered at each other, almost like siblings, like just taking a situation, eating it. And that's actually one of the hardest things to do as an online judge, is like reading a situation and figuring out what's going on.
Absolutely, because at least when you're in person, you can see people's body language, facial expressions. You can hear firsthand the tone that's going on. Those are all hints you don't really have the luxury of getting when you're trying to judge an event like this that's running online.
All right, and I'm going to bring up this judge because of keeping with the theme of judge calls. Again, if you don't have a screenshot, or your opponent's not going to come in and say, "Oh yeah, they won. This is just a misclick." It ends up a tie until someone can give me proof. Or your opponent. So sometimes opponents will not be honest about it. Say no. So
which I am very grateful that we have the match log back again.
right, even that works. You can use match logs. All right, now the other person's shown up and said they won the match. Again,
Y'all, both of you can't win.
right.
There's one winner, one loser.
This is why I always recommend that you take screenshots as often as you.
Absolutely.
Oh, he's on the monkey. Maybe we'll get him on next. See what
Like that idea. Let's see. So this is with Monkey Door EX because it can attack as a single prizer with 2 prizer stats. Janine is a slept on card in my opinion. I like this card a lot. You can accelerate to non-basics as well.
which is something you don't see out of a lot of accelerated.
Like, obviously, Dark still has a ton of acceleration. Binding Mochi gets a lot of utility here. So just love the "oh no, you didn't" ability.
I love the names they give.
You very much "oh no, you don't."
Flip the script. Walk and sees.
It's squawking season. No, I saw the squawk to a tweet and was honestly upset I didn't come up with it first. Because as cringe as it is, that tweet was kind of a banger.
Finding memes hit so much harder right now than anything else. I inaccurately called the finals match with like a gif from a terminal montage thing, and I got that's like my hardest hitting tweet ever. And then I even did like a thing like, "Oh, I didn't know your game, Iron Thorns." Like apology for saying like Rory Moon would win, and that like hit off really hard. I'm like, man, plus artwork, great artwork. I saw a whole ton of. I'll get like 100 likes. Plus a meme I put together in 2 minutes, and
I just cannot believe the butterfly effect we got from Worlds. It's honestly, no one would believe it if you tried to tell the story of what happened.
I told Mrs. Doom, and she's like, "What?" But
She did what now?
Yeah, she's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Here, watch this video," and she's like, "What?" Yeah. All right, next round's up. I'm gonna reach out to Savid so we can get his deck on.
Yeah, because this deck looks sick.
We're already out of players. People are just dropping. I understand why.
Absolutely.
See, there's it's a 64 person challenge. After a point, you just say, "Eh." 1-2, 1-2.
At a certain point, you're like, I'm going to bed.
That too. Tuesday night, I ain't winning. I mean, Wancho dropped at 03.
Are you winning, son? No.
No. Like, neither player's even checked in yet, so we have options.
See, they're hitting Drago. We've got Dre playing against whatever this is. Oh, against the checkmate deck. Okay.
Oh,
Against
you're
the
Nova.
I like that.
I think that is the only thing Savid has lost to. Yeah, was a check. They're going up against Regidrago, so we'll have to see how this goes.
Yeah.
They have both just checked in. And Savid's also a Tournament of Doom mainstay. He's been on.
I knew the name sounded familiar.
He's always on. He always streams. He always streams. Doesn't have any issues doing it. He's a good player. He plays some of the most interesting decks. That's why I like to get him. Is because he's good, is interesting, and it makes for a good broadcast. Makes for a game. That's what we want to see.
Maybe.
It's not just content. It's just what we want to see. Like when they bring, like when a deck's doing really good in a regional, and you want to see that deck. Let's say, not to hurt Mew VMAX players' feelings, but Max.
I mean, honestly, I'd be impressed if Mew VMAX made it on stream today.
Okay, Savid says he's not able to this round, so he said he can do stuff. So I have to find some.
Nova, maybe.
Which one was that again? Nova?
Nova was Venomoth Monkey Dory.
It's King Dre. Dre's already streaming that. I'll let him speak. What's right now is Ancient Box versus some Charizard. Okay, is Kelly still playing?
Callie on round 1, right?
Yeah. I mean, we could get Knuckles' son. Knuckles is up. So I'm just trying to get someone. I'm going to scroll off. I'll do it. I'll see if he does it.
Okay.
Get it from his side. I can also just turn his thing on. Like, Knuckles, share your screen, man.
It looks like we're here.
Awesome. That up.
Oh my gosh, that hand is insane.
Wow. The chat's like, what hand? Really good hand.
That is real good. That is, let's get some bread. You don't need choice belt in this matchup. Like,
Eat it.
everything is looking up here.
Right now, and I see Moxie said in chat, they're squawking in their sneezing. Have you ever played Fallout?
I did not know.
Okay, there's a song in it called Butcher Pete. And it's like a song from the 1950s. And it's about like a serial killer or something. But the chorus goes like he's slacking and he's whacking. So he's squawking in season. Actually, they're squawking in the season. I'm like, oh, that fits. Look up the song Butcher Pete. Sometimes it's actually really catchy, but also it's like, oh wow, this guy's like a cannibalistic murderer or something.
He's hacking and whacking and slashing.
Yeah.
I do like holding on to that extra poffin as potential vacuum fodder or potential getting something else out if needed. Because I mean, at that point, you have 3 comfies. What more do you need?
He's a womanizer. Okay, I don't remember the. I just always remember the line. He keeps hacking and whacking. It's a good
You see
song.
the topic there? And that is a pass.
I don't think there's much. That hand was just goaded and just going to just be able to in the cram.
Continuously goaded with the sauce. We see the cram. Oh my gosh, this is absurd. I do appreciate using Town Store to look at Make sure you're price checking. Make sure you got all your pieces you need.
Especially with the Lost Zone deck, where you spend so much time.
Honestly, the hand is the best place for that Charizard.
Being in Lost Zone, you don't get to check your prizes sometimes until well into the... Sometimes. Other times
you don't really need TM Devo right now. Like, you see the skateboard come down. This is a clinic right now.
You're gonna get everything.
See, why can't I draw like that when I play Lost Box?
I don't know. I played Lost Zone Tina recently again, and like I was drawing.
Took Glasses Box to Knoxville this past season. Was drawing incredible with it for 2.5 weeks playtesting. Everything was going right. Then everything just went wrong the moment I hit the regional. And then I'm like, you know what? I like this deck. I'm going to keep playing. I'm in the X4 bracket and I hit Rapid Strike. And that's when I'm just like, you know what? I'm dropping. I'm getting food. This is my usual locals experience. Shelby, don't be so hard on yourself. You see the Artisan for the second club. We have got a miniature crab rave going on Jackie's side.
Crabs. You know what? Well, that's the... I try crab.
Dun, 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 dun. Are we speed running to get DMCA'd?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I was playing through Scarlet and Violet, had the bright idea of streaming it. Didn't realize there was an Ed Sheeran song in the credits.
Yeah, I know a lot of streamers said that.
No.
Alright, I played just a little bit of it. I'm going to go back to the lo-fi and chill free one that has gotten me 0 DMCA. Like, it's nice little background music to have.
Oh, yeah.
And like, it just shows up on YouTube for the mods, but it's so low. I believe most programs, if I'm trying to make a reel out of this reason, and for the casters, I don't know anyone has yet. It's not like I'm blaring so low. I believe most programs, or even like an AI bot thing, take it out. Shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, I could not imagine. Okay, we do have the switch. So we are going to see an attack here from Jackie's side this turn.
See the poison.
As long as they hit the button, we're good. Skateboard and Pheasantipity.
The amount of times I've forgotten to press an ability that's 100% did is way too many times than I want to say. I don't want to say, like, if I had a nickel, I'd have 2 nickels. No. It's like something that happens like every 5 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
It'll happen like multiple times, like on that.
Do we really want to lose the Mirage Gate? I mean, I suppose if you got the space for it, you're just going to attack with Cram anyways.
Yeah. The Terminator, yes.
Temple of Senna would be filthy right now.
Shut it down.
No Artisan for you. Man, this is what we say in the industry is brutal. The Iron Bundly. I mean, I suppose I'd want the boss more. And the switch card to get rid of the damage. Oh my gosh.
This is the turn that you only dream of.
Absolutely. Maybe I don't know how I feel about placing the 20 there on the cloth. You could have just placed the 10 on the cloth and put another counter on the brute bonnet. But I'm trying to tell anyone how to live their lives or anything, but
we can all second guess. Like, I mean, there's plenty of times I've second guessed what players have done this.
It is so much easier to backseat game.
100%. That's why I stopped streaming my own games. Started just watching others.
The amount of times in playtesting during the pandemic where we just sit there and be like, I cannot believe I made that play after going back and watching it.
100%. I do record my own games still. And that's what I do. Like, I go back and go, why did I boss this? Why did I do that?
When I was on stream in Peoria last season, oh my gosh. I go back and watch that game sometimes and go, man, what happened?
What's up, Mr. Prime Time?
Until the tournament, only to go 0-3 drop. No.
What's up, Wancho?
No, Wancho.
Dude, it's we've all been there. Due to the 0-3 drop. It just hurts. Ryan, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the Wancho?
Oh, so I'm Ryan Ferry. I'm here as here's the co-caster for tonight. I'm pretty sure you and I met maybe in Fort Wayne this past season. But I'm sure there's about 1 million Pokemon players that walk by you all the time and talk to you, so understandable. Be forgotten a little bit, but I'm just happy to be here. I'm having a great time here with Senior Doom, and we're vibing, talking about some Pokemon. That feels great.
That's exactly the feel we get, because like casting at my time 10 o'clock, your time 1 o'clock. It's hard. You're tired. You're like, yeah, this is a good game going. And I just realized I never updated the names. I had Savid still. We went to Knuckles game.
Fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I updated to Jack.
You can edit that in post. It's all good.
Oh, this is all live. To quote a certain Bill O'Reilly, bleep it, we'll do it.
Yes.
Now I
think it was always the game grump, so it'd be like, Barry, edit that out, and he just wouldn't.
There's a podcast I listen to called the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, and the hosts are former WWE wrestlers. When they were still employed, when they were employed by the WWE, their producer was literally there to bleep them out so they wouldn't get in trouble. The week they got off, they were released and they're out of their contracts. They started swearing up a storm in that episode because it didn't matter anymore. Now they still let the occasional F-bomb or other things slip through. But the producer's job is no longer to bleep. But now the producer's part of the crew and like part of the do. But so the original was just there to bleep them so they wouldn't get in trouble.
Love it. I need one of those people walking around in my everyday life.
I'm so glad like my current team, like everyone's just so chill about everything. It just doesn't matter. Just like, oh yeah, you dropped an F-bomb here. I watched my senior vice president like say drop like 8 F-bombs in like a matter of like 2 minutes.
But then the boss then get away with it.
Yeah.
I know my luck. But there are times I'm sure we all would love to talk our butts off.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's fair.
Just love that there's a bear here with 3 energy on it.
Well, they had to take out the wooden Pokemon summon.
Yeah. Charizard ain't gonna do it. And there's we now see a bear with a pastry. But the pastry's tasting kind of strange. It makes the bear do a little bit more damage. We see the pass.
They needed at least one energy.
Oh, they needed an energy. And that is a bus on the Pheasantipity, and I believe we are going to see game here. Doing my best to never curse anymore. Random F-bomb for me at work would be devastating. Oh my gosh, yeah. I cannot imagine. I'm shocked I haven't slipped yet. We shouldn't say that out loud.
Here, this is what you do. If you know it's coming,
Just mute the mic immediately.
or at least for my stuff, because we're considered like late night, you just go, pardon my French, and then you drop.
It would be incredibly entertaining. We are not going to risk anything.
The fuck we are. Oh.
Hey, caramba.
No, I don't list this as child friendly, so I don't sit there and like read other. It slips.
Yeah.
It slips.
Yeah. Like, there's definitely a degree of professionalism I feel too that I kind of feel like as the guest I probably should
Keep
hold up a little bit.
A little bit. Like,
not that I'm the beacon of morality. I'm the furthest thing from it, but I don't know. Just I feel like if I'm in someone else's house, I probably shouldn't do it.
what if that house is my house?
I mean, if that house is your house and you're cool with it, that makes me feel a little more laid back. But I'm also not going to start throwing it in every other word either.
No, to me, there is a point just where you can swear, but most of the stuff, there's no reason to. And I think that was like actually one of the hardest things was like getting. There was a point with one of my kids is non, so I have no issues with swearing because he doesn't speak. The other one, it took him a while to like understand you didn't need to swear every other word.
Yeah.
There's an emphasis to it if you want to use it. And now they've gotten really way better with their speech and everything, and they don't swear almost ever unless they really want like that.
It's like the argument in The Incredibles: if everyone's super, then no one's super.
Yeah.
If every word's a swear word, then none of them are special.
Right. Yeah, like completely saying human saying like they learned it. So like,
I am Jam 0828. That is me.
5 languages.
5 languages. You know what? Here's the thing. My mom swears at me. I've earned it.
I don't remember the last time I heard my mom swear.
Sentence enhancers.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of how my oldest uses it. Like when they are very angry about something, and sometimes like they want the emotion to really.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you've actually met Jam. Jam is one of the most winningest tournament players ever. Ever.
You'll probably remember me as a twin. Oh, shoot. So there's 2 of you. Well, usually that's what twin means. Duh.
Well, I mean, there could be a third, but they were like doctors.
Third, the legendary third twin.
Yeah. Actually,
Taught my kid all the words, but the real lesson is to never use them. I suppose it is way better to hear it at home and get the understanding of what those words mean there than having some random kid just come up to your kid and be like, hey, want to learn what this means? At D20's cut. Oh, okay. I am aware now. Yes. I'm pretty sure we have played. Mr. President, there's a second twin.
okay. Have you ever seen the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I have not, but I really hope that Danny DeVito is playing Schwarzenegger's twin in the movie because that would be the best possible outcome.
They are. It's an amazingly funny movie. They wanted to make a sequel where it turns out they aren't twins, they are triplets, and Eddie Murphy's the third one.
What?
Yeah. It's been in development hell.
Amazing.
It's been in development hell for 30 years now. At this point, Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito are just old. And I mean, who knows if Eddie Murphy isn't going to act out outside of anything the Shrek. But it would have still been pretty good. But if you go back and watch Twins, good movie.
I am making a note of that right now because these late 80s comedies.
Well, the premise is that Arnold Schwarzenegger was being raised and it's supposed to be genetically like the perfect human. He got like all the good.
Some movies about that Schwarzenegger himself has been in.
Yeah. Well, so like he's in the secret thing. He's like never met his mother, but it turned out he had a twin who's Danny DeVito who got essentially all the trash genes. And he was like raised in orphanages and stuff like that. He finds out he has a brother, and so he tries to track him down, and that's what he does. And it's about them learning about each other, becoming family.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I cast it at a D20 Cup where we met, and there's twins.
You're just waiting on one match as it is, and it's Flutter versus Tyke, which is Charizard Pidgeot versus Miraidon. I'm surprised that match is still.
You know, sometimes it's tough to get the Miraidons out.
Right, and then the Charizard's just going to have to keep trying to attack.
Yeah, and you just got to keep hitting into them.
Which, even talking Shrek real quick, did you see the announcement of the new Power Wash Simulator DLC? If you don't know where it's going, it's Shrek. They have a Shrek DLC. Okay, that makes sense then too. Both decks are bricky. But yeah, it's you go and you power wash Shrek's house. It's like it's got rainbows.
Oh, and you got to get the rainbows off?
Yeah. And like you're just returning it to its natural state essentially. You're not making it worse. You're just getting all this like weird rainbow stuff.
You're just re-swamping the swamp.
Pretty much. But with a power one. Oh, there it is. Ding ding. Okay.
Feels great. We're going into round 5 and it's not even 1:30 yet.
Yeah. And that's like the thing, like top 8 for like a Friday tournament will sometimes will be done and like we've had one done in less than because everyone was like playing super aggro decks and the whole thing just finished super fast. Let's see.
Irinova's playing Sahil. Sahil's playing Zard Pidgeot.
We do have a 4-0 Dragapult versus. Oh wait, that was Ancient Box. That was what we watched earlier.
Yeah, we have 2 4-0s right now, and one of them Venomoth.
And they're up against Charizard. I'll ask.
Six rounds.
I'll ask. I don't know if Irinova can or Sahil can, but we'll see if we can get that.
Yeah, just for the sheer sake of the diversity, we gotta put different stuff on sometimes, you know?
Yeah, and get a 4-0. Pair of 4-0s up. We haven't had Charizard on.
I don't think we've had No, wait, did we have a Zard on earlier? We had a deck with a Zard in it, but it was definitively
Nelson's.
not a Zard deck, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was Nelson's, which was running the Masquerada and
definitively not a Charizard deck.
Yes. I also had Pidgeot Fit and Arceus. And
You're getting cards.
Alright, so Heal says they don't think they can stream it, which is fine. I stream. Everybody knows how to set the stream, which is all fine. That's why I usually try to find people I know who can stream matches, just because it's that problem. How do I? How do
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like we do have access to like Nelson, Ryan Now, and Shira. I know Ryan Now.
Let's see, and what's Ryan Now playing? Ancient Box?
It's a rematch of round.
Ancient Box poll. We had Nelson on, we had Moonlighting GX on.
I mean, if we had to, we could.
On.
We do have D-Knuckles still, like still playing something on, and they're up against Charizard Pidgeot.
Okay.
So like, we needed to grab a game. That would be my back. That's also the hardest thing about Tuesdays is like, again, we start running out of it as they go on, and it's like, okay, this, but it happened. It doesn't look like they're able to. I'm going to assume they're not. Oh wait, they're saying what channel to stream. Not. No.
Look, the and Friends archetypes are some of my favorites by far. I love me some X and Friends archetypes. Mewtwo and Mew and Homies was my favorite for a long time.
I do. Oh yeah. I was gonna say, you remember Galaxy Brain Mew 3?
Soulburst Mew 3. That's probably one of the decks I'm gonna have to go back and build eventually. That's the one I took on the day trip to Toronto, and I've never been more confident going into a regional in my life.
It was
to be told, hey, there's this life-changing pandemic going on. You're gonna have to turn around.
That's one deck I did keep, and I found I had like 5 of the Mew 3 promos, which are like $60.
Oh yeah, I still have my 3 from when I played them as well.
I was like, oh, that's so cool. It's like, just team up ones. No, they aren't. Oh, as soon as they get their thing open, we will get going. We are.
Stream.
Yeah, like I had a whole bunch of bulk GXs and everything, and like, oh yeah, that Pikachu promo you thought was worth nothing, totally worth money. I found like my oldest is like old binder, and they have like Mimikyu Gengar in it, and they're like, yeah, that one's worth money. I'm like, what?
Yeah, just the regular art one is worth a bunch right now. I played the alt art one for a while, and then I was like, why am I rippling this? I get it. The deck name is Frost Moth.
They're just asking me. They're asking how if they happens to get stream sniped or anything. It'll just be me and this for anybody who's never streamed before. Just me and the co-caster. Anybody else comes in, I will kick them out. And if it becomes obvious they're stream sniping, there is a game loss.
Yeah, because I'm assuming there's what, a 15-20 second delay at least.
At least, which seems to be about the sweet spot. I feel like you should be completing actions fast enough that they're doing that, and if they're cheating like that, it becomes very obvious.
Absolutely.
And then if they're cheating, we like I said, get a game loss.
We hate them.
Yeah, we take them out back when we need them.
Hi, Jared. Happy to see you, buddy. Thank you for coming by.
There's a
Fix up them graphics a little bit.
yep, because I thought we were gonna have the D Knuckles game up. That's set. So what's this? That's another thing I'm looking to like automate as a possibility. Is
Just to be able to automate the graphics.
the names at least. Which there's some
I feel
ways
like that's something that would be.
because like I can automate like the rounds and like game who did this. Like I got a nice little stream deck that's not a stream deck. It's just a macro keyboard I've programmed. But it doesn't jump.
Yeah, I need to pick one to eventually.
I think the one I got was like $40.
Collect snow the standard deal.
What was that?
You gotta remember all the different snow.
You're breaking up for some reason.
Just a second. Let's see if this is my phone issue or a connection issue. I missed what you said.
Let's see.
And live audio.
Yeah, you kind of still breaking up. If you disconnect and reconnect, it might fix it.
Yeah, hold on. You're back.
Which, at least on this side, we're watching them get set up. Hopefully, they'll be. Oh, not Nick Wi-Fi. Now, there was a time when I was in college, I used like McDonald's Wi-Fi instead of paying. But I was in college like 20 years ago. So, I mean, that just makes me. So we do see Frost Loss. So this is going to be the interesting part is Nova here. It's for weakness against the Charizard, but also getting that item lock is just going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to just hurt the Charizard because they want to. They've got so many items in there. I mean, what more? What more?
Absolutely, just to keep that engine going.
Yep. Now you sound better. Now you sound like.
How do I sound? Am I good?
Yeah, you sound good.
See, now your audio's cutting out for me.
That's weird. And chat, as my audio cutting out for you guys. But you're sounding.
Yeah, it could just be a skill issue on my part.
Well, at least for him, we'll
Roll
watch.
on that Mick Wi-Fi.
At least from this game right now, it looks like they're getting set up. Oh yeah, they're going to be set up. Going to begin damage. Both sound perfect, so okay, that works.
Okay, we both sound perfect. It's just a skill issue on my part. Got it.
Got it. Now I dropped that jamming tower. I've actually started playing jamming tower in Charizard.
I like Jamming Tower a lot just as a card right now.
Really enough, your mic is better now, Doom? It could also just be because like I'm talking a little bit louder. I know as a not just as a caster, as a streamer in general. my voice varies in level way too much, and I move around too much. Like I'm always constantly looking between two of my screens. I didn't realize a decent cup of coffee was over in YouTube. Jeez, they are just setting up. Pure pain. How you doing there, Ryan?
Yeah, we see. I'm on a bit of a stream delay at the moment, but I am seeing the board get set up, and I see this Charizard deck in a world of pain currently.
Yes, they. I don't know how. I can actually see how it's at. The Frostlasses are doing obviously plenty of damage, and then on top of that, you have the Venomoth keeping them item locked out. And if they can find another energy for the Entei, they could possibly get attack off. But as you see, we're just seeing more just build up.
This is gross. I love it. Same, Wancho.
So what is the Venonat for? The Venonat is actually the primary attacker. It's using Perplexing Powder, which confuses your opponent and prevents them from using items. So it's kind of like Banette in some ways, but in a different way.
But more obnoxious. We do also see, I believe, don't we have a Pokemon coming out in Stellar Crown that gusts up 90 HP Pokemon?
I want to say yes.
I want to say it's the Ledian that's getting the promo. Has an effect. I think it's an interesting effect. Most interesting Ledian card I've seen.
Oh, let's just see. Because I was going to go to a cup for my brother's birthday, but he loves playing pre-releases. So I need to see if there's a pre-release that I can get.
Big sealed guy here as well. I'm doing my locals midnight pre-release regardless. Like that's one of those ones I always make time for.
Pre-releases are just so much fun. It's like
you love seeing how all the kits work together, and you just don't care about results because you're just going to make something dumb and fun and just pull packs. Exactly.
Check. Nothing scheduled for that. At least not. Oh, I gotta increase the distance. That's why. Yeah, my local is, I think, like 4 miles down the street. There is just straight on the same road. It's beautiful. There's a couple that day, but there's also a couple Sunday. I'll have to see what he wants to do. It's like we have a cup that day, but honestly, if he wanted to do the release instead or stay pre-release, I'd probably do that. So Game Wise, if you're listening, if you want to do the pre-release instead, just tell us. I do see this Entei definitely taking a KO on this Venomoth. It is very, very knocked out as they hit through the... Hold on, is the Entei confused? I don't think it is. Not yet. Not yet. It will be. Tossing up the Frostlass to keep the damage from stacking. Fair play, fair play. And do you remember in Star Wars Episode 1 when Yoda's like, oh, you will be. That's like what I feel like with like a Venomoth. It's like, yes, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of. That is 150 damage on that Rotom there. That Rotom's not surviving. This deck is absurd to watch. This is the first time I've seen a deck like this in action. I always talk about how cool it is, but I've never actually seen it played.
Do does Aranova play stretcher in their list?
I
would assume so. Yeah, 3 night stretchers, so that's why they're keeping the energy in there as an option. Earthen vessel. Oh yeah, because we haven't seen the monkey yet.
Is there a reason to have the monkey, really?
I don't think so right now. But I've been known to be wrong.
I mean, the monkey's going to take some damage. Okay, you know what? It might make sense. You can
then move on to things.
Because you can wipe out the Entei next turn. Oh no, you wipe it out this turn. And then you should wipe out Rotom as well. So this next checkup should be a 4-price turn.
Yep.
Okay, so Entei's gone. Now it's not a 4-price turn.
Did it hit itself in confusion?
No, it picked itself up.
Ah. Because the Zard doesn't, because the Mander doesn't one-shot the Venom.
It doesn't have the collapse. That slows things down, but that Rotom is not.
No.
We have 9 of 15 matches done. This is one of them that go into whoever wins this will up against. Because the pairings will be pairings. Shira. So Dragapult will take on the winner of this match.
Of this matchup.
Yes. Which I think Dragapult has the same issue that Charizard does, is so item heavy.
It's getting set up that's the problem. Yeah.
Kellymore ended up 3-2. Dre ended up 3-2. We have Charizard. Here's 4-0. We have a Lugia at 4-1. Ryan now with the Ancient Box is at.
Yep.
Nelson's still at 3-1 right now. That matchup should finish at some point. Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan, now we were watching Shira's list earlier. It's super interesting. I like the Mawile a lot.
Yeah, that was one of the first matches we had. Which Ryan,
there's that neutralization zone.
Ryan, since I got you in chat, would you be up to possibly streaming next round? Depending on who your matchup is. So we've had Ancient Box on a little bit tonight, but if you get, let's see, you get like, look and see who it is. You technically should beat Iron. I think we're just running out of interesting decks outside Nelson.
Yeah, I don't want to say everyone else is being boring, but I mean, if there's something that works, why not play it?
Exactly. We'll have a new format coming soon. I already have that one scheduled out. Right. September 13th. Which also we have some people might be going, Doom, usually you run like a regional with a new set. I just ran Worlds like not even like a month ago, maybe a little more than that. Let me have a little bit of rest, please. But we did announce what technically the 4th regional will be is on November 9th, 8 a.m. Pacific time. Surging Sparks.
Surging Sparks. Oh yeah, that is the next set after. So does this mean we get the acronym SUS
I'm hoping so.
put on our deck list?
I am really hoping so. It can't. Hopefully, it's not like. It's probably gonna be something like SU. Probably says like sup.
That would still be pretty good. Not as good as Dab.
Yeah. Is there a best finish limit for the Doom series points at all? No. I forgot. I could set one up, but I decided not to because I like chaos.
Yes, maximize the chaos. That is a dub.
Just keep playing, keep winning.
Don't like it, just win more.
Mm-hmm.
The prime time of Doom.
Yeah. Hey, you pay for the champions, Matt? 100% sponsored. That's what the Do Too Many podcast did. Actually, they sponsored more than enough. I was able to do top 4. As I said before, the manifesto of the Doom Championship Series is proving without a doubt that a Pokemon, the online Pokemon League can, and it doesn't matter what time I run it, these events can thrive. And like if PPCI came in and put official pricing behind it, I think our numbers would triple easily.
So what kind of idea would you have if TPCI were to do pricing? Like, would it be a specific type of code that only these players can redeem?
That would be one way. Another way would be physical pricing. Like, would they be able to do physical pricing? The hard part is money. Cannot do money.
Yeah.
Because that just goes into online games.
There's the neutralization zone.
Darby 102080 and Themer Mr. O2. Thank you for the follows. I've reached out now. I've reached out to Dragon Shield. I'm waiting for responses from them. I've talked a little bit to Red Bull. I'm waiting for responses on them. I have a contact with GameStop I need to reach out to. I have a contact with Porcion Gaming as also someone to reach out to. Let's get dual
specs.
Yes.
I got a case of Lilac dual specs sitting right here on my desk.
I am looking to play with them. I could do Ultimate Guard again, but Ultimate Guard is okay. Like, so I'll think about them, reaching back out to them. Like, I wanted way more. I pushed for a lot, and they gave me. It's like, I'll still take it. Like, it was still like a case of sleeves and like a back box. I felt like it could have been. And I'm not talking like a case, like a small box. I'm talking like one of their 4-cell cases.
Oh yeah.
But they gave me a mix, a good mix.
I am just entranced by this Venom.
I know.
This is so entertaining. Move the count.
They are just slowly but surely winning this game.
I was gonna drop round 1 and now I'm 4-1. We love it. That's what it's all about. That's why you play it out. Unless you gotta get sleep, then put your health.
Yeah. That's why I moved this to bi-weekly.
Like, I know I'm going to be useless at work tomorrow, but I've come to terms with that. I wasn't going to turn down this opportunity.
I'm useless at work every week. Actually, the big thing is,
See, I don't get to do that right now. I'm the only one in my department this week.
we are literally waiting for feedback to come, and like the feedback is taking days sometimes.
How does it take days?
They have to go up the chain. PMs look at it, then they have to go up to different other people, like marketing people. They have to look at it and get feedback, process all the feedback, send it back to us. And we have our own stuff feedback. So I have people I send it to internally, my team side, design side. So it just takes time.
Yeah.
That's pretty much a gamer.
I think that this is checkmate.
This is the last match, too. There it is.
Oh yeah, the mist energy.
There we have it. There's the game.
Oh, with the speed wing, you're right. You're right.
It looked like they were preparing for that. All right.
All right.
There's the match. Let's get this last one. Round 6.
Round 6. Fight.
Fight. I saw recently someone did the end scene for Predator, but had the Predator do that theme on this button thing. So it was a dumb meme. I still so
You do love dumb memes.
I do. I mean that's what life is about. Let's see, we got Ancient Box versus Lost Box as a possibility. We can stay on this to see if Dragon Pulp pulls it out. This is technically a championship match.
Yeah, this is our championship match. We probably should.
Yeah.
Unless the people have a specific request they have in mind.
I think this is it. We watch the championship match. See if Venomoth can pull it off.
Take it.
Like, Shira plays so many like just different cards as it is. Between like the Banette doesn't have an ability. It can hit back. It can do plenty of other things. We could see like a Frostmoth stuck with Mawile. There is hammers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna stay on this. Like I made sure they know.
Yeah, the people have spoken. We are nothing if not men of the people, or people of the people.
I'm telling them that chat wants this. They want it so bad. Six.
Got a fever. The only prescription
It's
is more Venomoth.
More Venomoth. I'm like any other person. I put my pants on one leg at a time. But after I've got them on, I play Venomoth.
What, you mean you don't put your pants on both legs at a time?
I tried that once. I actually, honestly, I tried jumping into my pants with them pulled up for my kids, and I tripped. And they laughed. My kids were. That's like the only time I ever attempted. The other way was when I had a bad knee. I would sit down and put on both legs in the stand.
I am people only stream OX matches. I don't believe we have any of those. We just saw 3-2 get the bye, so.
That is true. And by buy, they just didn't have it.
be here.
They're just
See if I can get the live stuff going.
now it's pop up. As soon as the game gets going here, we pop it. Get it on. So
no one will notice if we don't point it out.
I can't. I have to.
You have to put the lampshade over it. Really, what the pull list is. I mean, it's gotten them this far. A wise man once told me, and this was at one of my first tournaments, I'm like, man, I'm about to do something really stupid. And he cuts me off and goes, here's the thing. It ain't stupid if it works.
That is true. I was
slapping 2 assault vests on my Ancient Origins Entei turn 1 against Seismitoad. It worked.
I was gonna say what a wise man once said to me that don't stick a fork in. Sorry.
That sounds painful. I did see some sparks when I was plugging in everything to set up my PC back up from where I've been moving.
That's scary.
I thought about it for a second. I'll play this Polta as challenge tomorrow.
I haven't not done a Thursday night challenge, so I need to.
And our usual Thursday local had their cup for this quarter last week. Or challenge for the quarter last week.
We have.
That would be.
It's just the Mawile.
Not the Mawile.
Mawile and nothing else. And here's the problem with just the Mawile. The Venonat gets at it. I mean, what can it do?
I mean, then you just put the Mawile.
Yeah. Flip the coin. Never hurts.
Let's see, how many Ionos does this poll list play? 2. So if they have one of their 2 Ionos in their hand, you just put a bunch of evolutions in your hand. So if you're Shira, I don't see why you wouldn't play Iono this turn. There's a hammer. And it crushes. And there's the Iono. Into second Arizu attachment. Okay, one attachment, but we're close.
We're getting there.
There are steps in this process. Yep, the TM Evo with the Mawile. Yep, get your consistency going. I like this play a lot. From Shira.
Now, can we see double item? See the Banat getting some.
Barrel action. We heard you liked item lock, so we gave you item lock with your item lock, so you can item lock while you item lock. Did they?
Who knew?
God!
Who knew we'd be seeing?
Aeronova top deck the grass energy. So the Iono just outright made their hand the exact same as what it was. We'd love to see it.
That's what we call Iono as a lie. I was playing against a Dragapult skin. attack. Sorry.
Dragon Ball skin.
Yes, it was a Dragon Ball skin.
Legend?
I don't know. I was looking at. I saw my Fortnite icon on my desktop. I'm like, the skins. That's late.
Battle Pass.
Yeah,
the
but playing against them, and they took 6 minutes to do a turn, and part of it they Iono'd me to 1, and then they did their attack, and I still had my Charizard in the act. Down to 1 prize. They did all that, all these moves, and all they Iono'd me into was boss. So afterwards, I bossed up their. So I bossed up their only like one of their weaker things and took the easy KO and moved on.
Perfect. Working as intended.
Yep. I'm like, sorry.
That is a fire energy on a Benetti X to set up the poltergeist. I see you. I see another Iono come down.
You need to find the energy.
They found it.
Yes. I never Venom.
Stretcher's a good card.
I think I still need to buy Night Stretcher. I'm not too worried about it because almost all the decks I'm playing right now don't play Night Stretcher. So I'm not at that point. But I mean, also it's like 5 cent card.
See, I'm having the opposite problem. Everything I'm playing is playing it. Because it's just so inherently strong.
It is. It's just the decks I'm playing don't have much use for it. What I'm trying to find, I haven't been able to find it, is my Thornton. Copy of Thornton. I know I have one. I can't find it. And that's a card I've started playing a whole bunch.
Yeah, I'm running into that problem with my full art Thornton too. It seems to have grown legs and walked off in the move as well.
Have a good night, Skyline. I have just way too much as it is. And I make the bad decision seeing things into and it's like, oh, I should have kept that one. But then also I believe that was Brilliant Stars. I didn't put a lot of Brilliant Stars.
Yeah, I remember when that set came out, trying to find Arceuses was such a pain.
Right. I don't remember how much I spent on Arceuses, just not to.
I remember buying rainbow ones because they were cheaper than the regular arts.
Yes. The most I ever spent on a card that I never really played was a Olin Ninetales GX. Which
the fairy one or the water one?
Fairy one. It was so hyped.
Well, you never played that.
It was so hyped. And I got it and I was ready and then it just kind of died off. Still used in some decks, but it was so hype. I was ready for it. And after that, I was like, man, you know what? Don't always buy into the hype.
I mean, for me, I did play the Guardy Swampert deck, so I did use it a lot there. The similar era, Blacephalon GX Full Arts, I played them at one tournament. And I bought them at like hype prices.
I don't remember what I paid for mine, but I did end up playing quite a few tournaments with it. I ended up playing a regular art, a full art, and rainbow. That was the only time.
Oh yeah. Try to avoid the mismatching if I can, just because I don't like my opponents being able to prize count my cards. My cards, only I should know how many of them are there.
That's where you play so many different arts. That was
Let's see. Ape, sell hopes and dreams.
how much was the archive release? Yeah, about 10-20 bucks.
Yeah, for the V's. I remember the V Stars. I remember paying like 18s for the rainbows.
It just really sucked because like that was a card I was hoping to play and I just never did. I tried.
Which just
At this point, I'm trying to play every card I ever have. So
yeah.
So like I bought Giratina's. I've taken Giratina's at least 2 cups now. I bought Giratina's like $5. They're on the now.
I bought Giratina's at the hype price because we did a I believe it was a 2K here locally with the Lost Origin stuff. The weekend the set came out,
Which is good
I
too.
believe I played a Pokemon clip too. I
Giratina's
think
down to
I
like
bought the.
Giratina's down to like 2.5.
I think I wound up borrowing my line because I couldn't get enough of them in time. It was worth it when we walked away with money. I was like, okay, I can get these cards for myself now. Not have to care about how long it takes for them to get here. See the Venomoth come back down. Is there a world where you play the Pokegear to keep it out of your hand?
Possibly, but you're only going to hit 60 damage.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's no abilities on that side of the board. Yeah, this matchup is rough. They're just laughing.
No flip, no reason to. What happens? What happens?
Yeah, no reason to unless they're going to take a one shot. Oh, right. Neutralization zone. I forgot that card exists.
So the question is, what's their outs? Do they need to get a Dragapult powered up? Right.
Let me go reread neutralization zone again.
It's EXs can't do damage to basics. Something like. Now I gotta go read.
I'll let you do that.
Prevent all damage done to Pokemon that don't have a rule box by attacks from your opponent's EX and V. From your opponent's Pokemon EX and V. This card can't be put into your hand or discard.
Okay. So yeah, this gets real interesting. The only things that can really damage the Pokemon on the board are the counter placements from Dragapult, or maybe you attack with a Dreepy or Dracloak at some point.
I think Dracloak
It
is
doesn't block.
Dracloak is severely underrated as an attacker because 70 hits a really good number.
For 2.
Yeah,
70 for 2.
70 for 2 against a lot of these one prizers is decent. Because then you're also
I
threatening.
see no reason.
Well, okay, here's the other reason why it's magical. It KOs a Mimic.
Yeah.
So most one prizers can't do that. That are not going evolution. So like you'd have to speed wing with the Venomoth, but Venomoth's not worried about it. Or like if you have Monkey Dory only hits for 60.
60 and Confuse.
Which again, most sexies in Mimikyu though aren't going to worry about fusion. So
we see Super Blast Grab. So Venonat, Venomoth, Grass, or do we grab Venonat, Venomoth? I think it's Venonat, Venomoth, Grass.
I agree.
Just in case they find a way to attack, you at least have something else you can set up.
You have 30 here.
Now the question is, Now the question is, can we take 6 prizes in time before deck out happens?
Right. They're now at 9. 9, if they keep drawing more, they'll be less than 9 turns. They're at 36. They're not going.
Yeah, and we just saw 3 items get milled last turn from the Misfortune Sisters play. So there's a possibility where we just wait it out.
Now, if you're Shira,
Also don't see.
if you're Shira, do you take the coin flip risk here? Because you're getting knocked out next turn no matter what. Oh,
Yeah, I think just to get that item lock off. Oh, we see the Tails on Confusion. I do think that's a worthwhile risk to take, though, because you don't know how many more items are still left in the deck. You don't know how many more recovery cards or counter catchers can be played. So I see the risk of going for the item lock there, making perfect sense.
Well, I don't even know if it was an item lock, if it wasn't just a straight up trying to KO the Venomoth.
The neutralization zone.
Oh, that's right.
And now we see counter catcher up Dragapult. We see Adrena Brain. I mean, we could have all these rhetorical questions answered if I were better at math. I don't think there's any items left in the... There is a Super Rod left. Okay. So at that point, that buys you at least another turn. And now off grass again. I see no reason to deviate from that.
You also still have an opportunity to Iono, possibly a smaller hand here. Possible. Oh. And butt my snake.
It's not good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to shift my chair because my left knee is killing me. I do it. Just old.
If you hit that point where if your knee has been at that right angle for the right amount of time, it just starts flaring up and you got to start walking around.
It's not even walking around. It's been hurting all day. Like I woke up.
I've been having that problem as I get hit with the old.
Yeah, I'm 38, so I mean, and you sounded like you're about what, like your early 30s, right?
Yeah, I'm early 30s.
Because you said like I was 6, like when Pokemon. I was like doing the math in my head. I'm like, okay, that was about 13.
Yep. I was a 6-year-old kid whose mom bought him a Game Boy and Pokemon Red and hoped it would help him make friends. And I don't think she thought that at 32 years of age, I would be sitting here at 2:15 in the morning broadcasting to a group of people that I believe is 50 or 60 deep at the moment right now, yapping about Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I don't believe this is no when I married her. I wasn't even doing Pokemon stuff. I wasn't even playing the games at the time. And what was actually the thing that kicked me back in was a Reddit gift exchange for Pokemon. I just did randomly because I started playing Sun and Moon. And someone sent me Garchomp EX's box. It was like a box with a couple packs and opened it up. Saw there was code cards, started playing PTCG online. Got absolutely railroaded by Rainbow Road. The Yveltal deck.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't play for like another few days and then I started playing. Hello, Free. Thank you for the follow.
I no longer, like, the more I look at live, yes, there are complaints, sure. But the accessibility
That's
of
actually,
the cards,
that's actually something
so
I
much better.
think. That is something I actually think is it like the next big thing. Is like if we can get the accessibility of this game going more, it could just be so much bigger, competitive.
Oh, absolutely.
This is just like a death by 1,000 cuts right
And I am riveted by it.
They're just letting that damage pick up on that body. Give it a lot.
Because it is picking up that one counter at a time.
Like, who's goodbye?
Take the knockout, see what happens.
To the
Great Stretcher, Earth, and Dustle, both good cards. Now, the confusion is cured if the Dracloak's in hand. Honestly, at this point, taking down 2 single prizes is just so much more efficient. We were sitting here worried about deck out.
got 6 turns still.
Be nice to find another Monkey Dory, though. I'm assuming that's what that Night Stretcher is going to be for. Then how's the Dark Energy recovered?
Right.
Its Rod's gone. I'm assuming the other Dark Energy's in the prizes.
This feels like you at least move. You have to keep moving the damage. I think you move it to the a while.
I definitely see worlds where both are valid.
Yeah.
I like moving the Mawile a little bit better right now.
Because if you get the Mawile,
Because you're probably not going to have enough time to take out the Baynet.
no. Because moving into the Mawile this turn, when you hit the Dreepy for 30, the Dreepy is going to get KO'd next turn. And then you're just using the monkey to finish off the benched Mawile.
Do you like setting up the Speedwing on the bench Venomoth as well? The potential option to expedite the game.
And currently, this is the last match. So,
Bit here. This is awesome. This is what we wanted. Monkey Dory's going to go down here in between turns.
which is not what you want to see.
No. No, you want that monkey on board as long as you can.
You could see an Iono.
I would like to see the Iona here, just to knock down, because there's not really, I mean, there's merit to getting the Monkey Dory or an attachment back.
Go with the grass energy.
The grass, yep. We're setting up for that Speedwing. Speedwing does what? 90 damage?
Straight up 90. Nothing else to it.
I mean, there doesn't need to be frills on every attack. See a knockout on a Dreepy down to 1 prize. There's a Pokegear. Not the most useful card in the world right now. See an Arvin come down. Let's see what they grab here.
Heroescape.
The-
Ooh.
We're going to see a 350 HP Benetti X. Because you may be item locked, you are not tool locked. Suppose you save it for whatever gets closest. No, 300 HP Benet.
Yeah, because you should know that they don't have any gust effects left, and they're gonna have to keep the
Right.
item locked. So if you don't, then they're gonna give you back items. But even at this point, they can just draw past. This game is probably gonna go to time, but I have to also make sure that I told stream. Yes, so they know they have the 5 extra minutes.
They do have the extension time. I see a crushing hammer. I don't like that. We see the pass.
Joel, do they have Devo in the deck?
We didn't see it before, but we haven't seen a search for a tool in a while.
No. I have also informed both players that they have 5 minutes extra due to being featured stream.
Yeah.
I informed them earlier, but I'm just coming in to reiterate. I come in like the last second. Hey, you got 5 extra minutes. I was like, oh shit.
Devo on the mobile to keep from drawing into it, I suppose.
Doesn't hurt.
I love just the immediate perplexing powder. Just there's nothing else we need to do here. Just powder. That's it. I mean, I suppose to prevent deck out, Roxanne on the next turn, because I believe there is enough. Yeah, there's 12 cards left in deck, so you can still buy yourself a little more time with that. No reason to play anything, just powder.
Just powder. Just keep powdering. Hold on to that grass energy until if they try to stall you out in some way.
Absolutely. Just hold on to it until you need it. Reason to try to do too much right now. I feel like that little kid playing with the little toy hammer. The squeaky one.
Squeak, squeak. All right, so the time has been called. They have 5 minutes starting from now. There's actually a nice little clock on there.
Is there a way to extend their clock by 5 minutes on your end?
I reset the match and then I just watch the negative number as the time goes down. So it says timeout, negative, it's like 0.
Gotcha.
So I also tell them 5 minutes, it gives me this.
It's just one copy of Misfortune Sisters in the Banette deck, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we don't need to worry about that being played, so we can afford to wait 2 more turns.
Yes. One copy of Misfortune, one copy of...
Yeah, you can get all the way up to 300 damage on the Spinette. Even 330 before needing to play it.
You can knock out this next turn.
Retreat into the other one yet. No, wait. 10 short. No, 90, not 70. Nope, we're good. That would be game.
That would be game. I think they see it now.
And there is the Speedwing 4 game.
Such a long, slow drag. Like I don't even know what Shira's handling. They were streaming on their own channel. Gonna possibly check there, but I wanted the suspense.
Oh, absolutely.
With that, Uranova has won the challenge of Doom.
Huge congratulations to Uranova.
With
This deck's really cool.
Venomoth. I mean, like, okay, you know what? I would. I didn't come into this tournament thinking I'd be saying that Venomoth is the winner, but it is.
Yeah, I was not prepared for this. I was prepared for Ancient Box. I was prepared for even Gardevoir to have a chance.
I was prepared for like maybe a Charizard run. But with the challenges, you never know because they only have to win 6, 7, or 8, depending on the size, matches, and that's it.
These best of 1 rounds, absolutely. And the moment you get a little bit of momentum, all you got to do is hit the right stuff and know what to do with your opportunities. And that's what Uranova did tonight.
Yeah. Let's actually look at the matchups real quick. what they ran into. Savid, who was playing like the Monkey Dory GEX.
Yep.
Palafin. Actually, I'm a little surprised Palafin didn't win. I want to look at Palafin's stuff.
Maybe they couldn't find a Palafin.
Yeah, they are a little. They have a couple items that are a little. But hey, that happens. Then they also beat Turbo Rory Moon. Makes sense. Rory Moon's kind of heavy on those items.
Yeah. Extremely heavy.
Charizard Pidgeot, that makes sense. Charizard Pidgeot really depends on trying to get those items set up. And then obviously Dragapult, we just watched that. Dragapult, again, very similar. It just couldn't find what it needed. So
Yeah, now this Dragapult deck was definitely a little less super reliant on items than other Dragapult builds we've seen in the past. With playing the Banette line and playing the model, there are still some counterplay options you have. I think this was right field, right player, right deck. All those things combined.
Yeah, very well played. And like, as Part-Time Wizard says in chat, 880 damage. So they did almost 30 attacks. That was like 30 turns. Just over and over, just attack, pass, attack, pass, attack, pass. Like, it was an interesting matchup. Like, it was just like, okay, what can the Dragapult do? Dragapult just either couldn't get themselves out, excuse me, or they just didn't have it. It just didn't happen. It happens. Like,
Do you think being able to maybe recycle the Misfortune Sisters could have helped the case a little bit?
I think so, because you could at least cut them down or possibly catch them. Like, if they don't think about it and go, they go and they go, oh yeah, I got items in there. I'm still fine. It's Fortune Sister. That's it.
Because that was how we saw them. That was how we saw them beat Cali round 1, was by milling that last Super Rod that was in deck.
That is true.
I think just being able to remove that last option piece is such an important play in the mid to late game.
Yep. I agree with that 100%. And so with that, we're going to call it a night. I think we're all ready. This is not the long tournament. Like usually at this time of the tournament, into top cut. So with that, again, call it a night. Ryan, do you want to go ahead and give some self-promotion before we go?
Yeah, a little bit of self-promotion. My Twitter is where you will likely hear me have some bangers every once in a while. I'm usually due for them every couple weeks. At E5 Tweets, that's all written out, no numbers. And then my personal Facebook, Ryan Ferry, it's the other place I'm active. My Twitch is twitch.tv/brotherbeware. Can't really think of anywhere else I particularly post a lot. But I do want to give a huge thank you to the Tournament of Doom, to Pokemans, to you, Senior Doom. Thank you so much for this huge opportunity. The other place I tend to yap a lot is when D20 Hobbies here in Lexington is hosting their League Cups quarterly. We do those over at the University of Kentucky Esports facility. It's twitch.tv/UKY Esports is where you get to hear me and my best friend Brian yap about Pokemon cards.
Awesome. And I'm Senior Doom. You'll find me here all the time. I'm here back on Friday. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm sending you guys off to Gazer Beam, who's playing this Venomoth deck. So have fun with Gazer Beam. He was actually one of the first people I ever did in history. Like, we started streaming at the same time. So this is like an old history. There's some history there. So again, have fun with him, and I'll hopefully see you on Friday.